as we continue this chapter, we find that right now is when things are about to get ugly, and you will see very, very soon. Yeah, this has been quite a big gap between two parts of the same chapter, I'm sorry, yeah, but, anyway, and not much to talk about until the, enemy phase, which I presume is going to have the thing that I'm worried about. I'm keeping Fina back here just so I can, mostly so I can get Marth back over here when I can. Now, yeah, the reinforcements from that chest, the ones that seem to spawn from the ether, basically, yeah, they're still coming, and I've completely blocked them off on the other side, but this side, no. Since Ogma is a little bit behind in terms of levels, I thought I'd get you some experience on these dragons. The experience dragons give isn't all that great at this point in the game. It was more earlier on when it was, oh crap. Yeah, you leave one alive, you're gonna live to regret it. Especially because these guys will heal it to pretty much full health. Which is why we need to take out those two pronto. We also need to heal Ogma pronto. Fortunately, dragons are pretty slow, so we can outrun them with our movement pretty easily. However, they are going to keep spawning for quite a few turns from down here, and we're going to need to make sure that Julian sorry, doesn't have any more mishaps. Because, yeah, that was not good. I'm also getting fast up here, mostly because I want to try and take out those two healers with bows, basically. Otherwise, getting to them is just far too annoying. Also, it's a good idea to have some characters positioned up here and make sure to keep that door key on you, otherwise we'll have to get Julian all the way over here if we're going to have to want to open the door. Also, about this door, don't open it until you're sure you're ready. Just don't. Trust me, you will be glad you did. Because again, you open this door before you're ready, ouch time. Yes, there are a lot of enemies behind that door, a lot of enemies, and, as you can probably tell, a huge number of mage dragons, a whole bunch of, I was about to call them dark mages again. I'm stuck in the mentality of the original sorcerers. I'm not used to sorcerers being regular enemies. Back in Shadow Dragon, I believe, aside from Garnet, the only regular enemy sorcerers were, in fact, one critical, that is, not good. Oh, well, that's fine. And one hit. Anyway, like I was saying, the only regular enemy sorcerers were in Chapter 24X, ironically the one we get Nagi. And as you can see, Nagi levels up very, very quickly, and, well, has ridiculously good growth. Yeah, so she's more like the typical series Manakete. Well, actually, Tiki, really. Manakete's usually, although she doesn't quite... Okay, so that's what a Divine Dragon crystal looks like, if you wanted to see that. Yeah, I mean, they're not all really all that impressive. Probably not quite as impressive as the Fire Dragon's critical in Blazing Sword, where, like, he gets flames coming out of his mouth before attacking. That was pretty awesome, although if you see that, you're probably going to have to restart the chapter right there. Yeah, that would... I don't think there's any chance of anyone surviving that. Speaking of the Fire Dragon and Blazing Sword, I'm sorry, there's not really that much to talk about at this point story-wise, really, so I'm just going to either random trivia or just things off the top of my head about the series that I feel like talking about. Speaking of the Fire Dragon and Blazing Sword, there was one weird fan theory I saw at one point, that claims that the world behind Dragon's Gate in Blazing Sword was in fact Arcania. And I guess this kinda makes sense were it not for the fact that Ninian's Ice Dragon design... Oh, I'm sorry, this is a giant spoiler for people who haven't played that game yet, but I mean, then again, if you know Fire Emblem, you presumably know and or have played FE7, so I probably don't need to worry about spoiling that much. Anyway, Ninian's Ice Dragon form does not look very much like the Ice Dragons in this game at all, both in the original and the remake, so... I mean, actually, in terms of look-wise, it does look kind of similar, but colouring-wise, it's quite different, so, yeah. But other than that, the theory does make some kind of sense. Right then, yeah, see, that's a lot of reinforcements. They're going to be spilling out of both sides, and I'm going to need my healer on hand down there. I also need to, withdraw a staff from the convoy for him. And hey, is he our first one to reach level 20 promoted? I think he is. And, well, 2 max stats is not that bad. And yeah, that max defense is pretty nice. But, so yeah, a mage who doesn't die painfully to physical attacks. Kinda nice to have that. Except I also noticed his resistance is freakishly low for a magic user. And that will really come into play later on. When he starts getting bombarded by meteors. Yeah, the meteor enemies are gonna keep coming, and, we're really gonna be careful with Julian here. But, yeah, meteor enemies. That's the other reason why you don't want to open the door until you're ready. Because there is a whole bunch of meteor sorcerers behind that door. Now, while the door is still locked, they can't attack you. Once the room is revealed, they will start bombarding anyone outside with meteors, and you don't want that to happen. So basically, until you're ready... Now here's where things start getting a little dicey. As you can see there, reinforcements have now started appearing from the middle of the map as well as the bottom. Also, you might think, hey, this means the bottom reinforcements are going to stop, aren't they? Well, you would be dead wrong. Nope, they keep coming for a long time, and the middle ones will now join them. So basically, yeah, this chapter, like I was saying, and Godho was not exaggerating when he said you want to get out of this place as fast as you can, because, yeah, you can get really, really overwhelmed if you're not careful. Okay, Nagi can probably handle 2 dragons in one turn, just not, Tell you about this chapter getting really hectic and can really overwhelm you if you're not careful. Look at all those dragons down the bottom of the map, yeah. This chapter, in my opinion, reminds me a lot of Final Chapter Part 3 in Radiant Dawn with the massive amounts of enemy dragons. Yeah, it's kind of like this game's equivalent of that, so you kind of know what you're dealing with here. But fortunately, the reinforcements, they're going to be numerous, but at least they're not going to get any healing because I have reached the 2 healers and they are well and truly going to be silenced. And hey, free Fortify Staff. I'm going to need that in the next coming chapters. Believe me, Fortify is really useful right about now. And again, yeah, you should probably save your Fortify Staffs for about now. And come on, get speed, you can do it. No! Damn it. Stupid. Anyway, yeah, Ryan's speed growth has not been cooperating with me this playthrough. Anyway, there are a lot of reinforcements here, and this is going to get pretty hectic, because there are those guys, I believe they have flower, don't they? Yeah, which means I can't just stick a high resistance person in there. Gotta be careful I'm not in range of other dragons, and hey, the fire dragons now are fast enough for Katria not to double them. It's kind of interesting, I am finding that it's not that Katria is becoming less useful, I mean, she is really, really powerful, it's just that that speed cap. Yeah, that speed cap. At this point, 23 speed is really starting to look not very good. I mean, really, any speed lower than 25 is going to have serious problems doubling from now on. And Katria 23 is yeah, she is going to run into issues when it comes to doubling, and that means that her sort of offensive power isn't as good as it used to be, really. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm running some guys down here. My plan here is to blockade these 3 wide stairs and tank the reinforcements there. Always best to let reinforcements come to you rather than you rushing out there, because if you rush out to these guys, more will spawn and they will swarm you and brutally kill you. So, we've got to find some place to hang back and sort of, you know, bunker down and brace ourselves for impact, basically. Although I do really, really want, Elrond, you do realise... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put him there on purpose. It's been a while since I recorded this, but I'm pretty sure I put him there on purpose just to make sure I killed something. And yeah, putting people in range of reinforcements on purpose, just to see if I can kill a few on the enemy phase, anything to lessen the burden on the player phase. Also, don't withdraw all your strong fighters from the top part. Yep, you heard me, Reinforce-O-Rama's gonna get worse. It's gonna get even worse. Yes, this is Reinforce-O-Rama Take 2. And this one is even worse than the first, if it's actually possible. Goodbye. Yeah, I love Nagi one-shotting stuff. If only you had something like that in the Dragon chapter of Radiant Dawn. Well, you had the Dragon First Scroll, but... I've never really used Elina in that game, so, if I can get her, you know, with her powerful bucket magic, then she could effectively served as kind of pseudo-narrative for that chapter, I don't know. I have heard of someone who, I will forgive you for going off topic here, again, there's not much to talk about here, just reinforcements, lots and lots and lots of reinforcements, and yes, they do have flour, and all dear 1% critics. I do not like taking my chances with 1% critics, especially if that would kill me. And Elwood really should be using Excalibur by now. Again, I find it hilarious that Elwood, because he was actually passed up to inherit Excalibur, but you can actually get him to use it if you level him up enough. And yes, at least Caspian's got great defense, and that is exactly what I was hoping for. One less Fire Dragon to deal with on the player phase. Anyway, like I was saying, Radiant Dawn Dragon chapter, well, at least she's maxed mostly everything, and oh crap, I probably was not counting on that mode. Ow, that's gonna be. Please dodge. Nope. I am going to need a Fortify Staff next turn, and oh dear, I just realised that, that was close to on Julian's part. But anyway, I just realised that Elrond, the problem with using Elrond to attack enemies is that he's both my mage and my deathman healer. And if he gets hurt, there's no one else to heal him, unless he takes vulneraries out of the convoy. So, yeah, again, like and in fact there was a tutorial at the very beginning of the game that talked about healers not being able to use stars on themselves, so at least they tell you that in this game. I mean, in Radiant Dawn, was probably the only game where they could kind of use stars on themselves. I say kind of because equipping a staff just gave you a little tiny healing effect in between turns, but nothing really major. And Nagi needs healing. Yeah, her one flaw really is her lowish HP. You also probably don't want those Flower Knights to get their hands on her, again, because of their lowish HP, because of her lowish HP. And it's looking like it's time to retire old Slash-Vic, thank goodness. Well, it's actually probably that one forge weapon I made in Chapter 1 has pretty much served her for most of the game, so I was actually planning on, I was actually planning at one point on making her a whole bunch of different forge weapons. I am probably not going to be able to do that. I really seriously underestimated just how much gold I'd end up getting. I mean, overestimated. I ended up spending most of it on the drill ground and the secret shops for, you know, the dragon stones and stuff. I am glad I got the mage stone though, you know, I can show you stuff. Anyway though, like I was saying, I was originally planning on forging her a whole bunch of different weapons, all named after various bad fanfiction tropes, or just bad fanfiction in general. Like, I was planning on giving her a forged Elfire called My Immortal, but I'm probably not going to do that. So just to say what I was planning to do, because I'm not going to get a chance to do that really. Yeah, I'm probably not going to have that much time for forging in the rest of this playthrough. Yeah, forging is. And this is why I said don't skip on powerful fighters for the top part of the map, because this happened. Oh well, at least it's a critical foe, so I don't need to worry about it. You know, the whole too much crit will kill you syndrome. Of course, if this is Lunatic Mode, these guys could attack from long range. Oh, holy crap, Lunatic Mode in this chapter would be insane. I don't know, I'll go out on a limb and say, probably not. Would it be worse than Lunatic Chapter 11? Lunatic Chapter 11 is pretty crazy, but this would be insane, because all of these reinforcements would be able to attack you with long range. That would be ridiculous. But anyway, yes, reinforcements are now coming from the top, middle, and bottom of the map. And they will keep coming for, I actually don't know how long. A long time. Of course, this is sort of like a last minute, this can easily be a... No crits, really? This could easily be a nice place to get some last minute experience for everyone by killing the reinforcements. Oh, so close. Kind of like, in a way, yeah, the second last chapter of Shadow Dragon. Yeah, that one I often grinded on that one for experience, I must say. I know that the major Let's Play I've seen on YouTube of that game actually pretty much virtually warp-skipped that chapter because of all the reinforcements. In my opinion, I've only played up to hard 1 on Shadow Dragon, but in my opinion, the reinforcements on that chapter are really not too hard, and I like to use them for grinding, but then again, grinding is not everyone's style. Oh, damn it, I lost the Woodale. Oh, well. That served me well. Anyway, yes. I kind of like to find those. In that chapter, reinforcements keep spawning until, like, turn 50 or something ridiculous. In this one, I really have no idea how long it takes for these reinforcements to stop, but I mean, I don't want to know, really. again, this chapter made me kind of rethink my I'm gonna grind on the reinforcements mentality and just think, yeah, I might want to actually get out of here as soon as I can. Because, yeah, Goto is not exaggerating when he says you want to do that, because, yeah, this is a lot of reinforcements, and even worse, when you open the door and see what's behind the door, yikes, and even then, Martha's going to take at least 2 turns to reach the throne after opening the door, so you had better be ready to deal with reinforcements, the enemies behind the door, everything for a while until Marth gets to the throne, because, yeah, this chapter is freaking intense. Okay, so I've probably explained everything I need to at this point, so I thought that I might take this time to talk about Mage Dragons and the interesting translation choice with their name. Now, any who've played the original Mystery of the Emerald, well, for one, you'll remember that in that game, Mage Dragons were not totally immune to magic, but they had such high resistance they may as well have been. I believe in the original FE1 they were immune to magic too, but then again, in the original FE1 there was a lot of stuff that made them immune to things. I remember hearing somewhere that in that game, the Falchion actually made Marth immune to all non-dragon attacks, which sounds ridiculously broken if you ask me. No, well, he's maxed almost everything anyway. I'm not counting those as no ups, because, you know, they've actually maxed almost all the good stuff, so, yeah. Is that the first time we've seen a paladin critical on the second attack with a sword? Yeah. In fact, speaking of second attack on paladins, this is another weird trivia thing. Basically, something I just learned when I was looking up Hagen's entry on the FE Wiki. Speaking of FE Wiki, I actually don't really like it as much as a source of information. It's nowhere near as good as some other games wiki sites. Like, I don't know. I mean, in terms of game wikis, Bulbapedia I find is one of the best, probably, because it's got, yeah, I mean, it's got detailed descriptions on every single Pokemon moving in distance, and, yeah, like, I love that wiki, it's great. Anyway, this is not Pokemon playthrough, this is Fire Emblem, so I will stop that. Anyway, what I was saying about, things making them immune to things. Oh yes, the other weird thing about the original FE1 is that, the Mercurius was in fact Marth exclusive. It was also known as Mercury Rapier rather than Mercury Sword, as it's mostly translated as. So apparently it was supposedly a super-powered rapier, and that explained why only Marth would use it. But it also apparently, according to SerenesForest.net, it says its effect increases growth rates. It doesn't exactly tell you how much it increases growth rates by, so I don't really know exactly what's the deal with that thing. Of course, Marth could only reach level 20 in that game, so I mean, and by the time you've got the Mercurius, Marth would be probably pretty close to max level anyway, so... I'm not sure if Marth was really any good in that game, because again, he couldn't promote and he couldn't go past level 20, so... yeah. Marth has probably been the best he ever has in this game, well, excluding Awakening DLC, where he actually gets his own exclusive class, which is pretty cool. But anyway, okay, back to Mage Dragon. Sorry, I'm going really off topic here. Now, many of you who played the original now, okay, I'm gathering everyone in front of the door, because I'm going to open it soon, and I'm going to need to rush through that door and kill as much as possible on the very turn I open it, otherwise we are all going to die. Anyway, Mage Dragons. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Basically, anyone who's remembered the original Mystery of the Emerald fan translation will remember that the fan translation called them Demon Dragons. Now, you can understand the mistranslation here, because, well, at least, I guess, well, most of the ones you meet are evil, so I guess that translation sort of makes sense, but it's mostly because, in Japanese, the character for magic can also mean demon or evil. I guess it carries similar connotations to the English word witchcraft in that sense. So think of it like that, and in that case it sort of makes sense. I mean, hey, who says Japanese is similar to English? There are a lot of words I find that seem to have similar origins to some English terms, so yeah. Again, so basically, yeah. The kanji for magic is, yeah, can also mean demon, and that can lead to translations being a little bit weird, because Garneff's title in the Japanese version is, Mao, which usually gets translated as Demon King, but I mean the magic connotation is also sort of appropriate in this context as well. And of course Sacred Stone's already had the Demon King, which is why they changed it. Speaking of which, okay, I'm going really on topic here, but Mao is also Bowser's title in the Japanese version of the Mario games. Just a random bit of trivia there. It's actually a very common Japanese catch-all term for just generic evil overlord. I'm not sure if it originated from some legend or myth or anything like that, but yeah, a lot of villains have that title in Japanese media. Anyway though, like I was saying, Mage Dragons, yes, they were called Demon Dragons in that translation, and I believe Mage Dragon is a lot better, because again, their attacks are magical, they're resistant to magic, they've got these like magical motifs about them, it makes a lot more sense really. So technically speaking, the kanji should have been read as Magic Dragon, not Demon Dragon. And an interesting consequence of that, there is a class that first appeared in FE2 that is now set to appear in Awakening as DLC as a male exclusive class. It's usually translated by fans as Demon Fighter. Fighter as in, I believe it's the same kanji that's used for the class that's called Sword Fighter and Axe Fighter in the Japanese version. I really don't want to argue down there with those ground mages. Anyway, in my opinion though, I think they made the same mistake they made with Mage Dragon on the Demon Fighter class. I really think the class's name should actually be Mage Hunter or Mage Slayer. And I'm gonna make the obvious reference and also say you can maybe call it Magus Killer if you want. Props to anyone who gets that. Again, yes, I personally think they made the exact same mistranslation here and translated the character as demon when it should have been magic, because the whole gimmick of what they call the Demon Fighter class is that they have surprisingly high resistance for a physical user, and they've got a skill that increases it further. Their whole gimmick revolves around being a physical, well actually, in Awakening, hybrid sword/axe/magic, which I think is really cool. But anyway, a hybrid class that is semi-physical, let's just say, but effective, especially effective against mages, and wow, that was a good level up. Again, yes, especially effective against mages, and that's why I think the translation should probably be, still we don't know what the localizers are actually going to get into the Awakening localization, but I believe they're going to go with the mage in that country and not demon. Because Demon Fighter, well I guess if you think of it as one who fights demons, it sort of makes sense. It's probably not like as in demonic, as in a fighter who uses demonic powers. That's probably not true. I'm guessing it's in the context of one who fights demons, but anyway, that still doesn't make much sense given that they're effective against mages. I still think Mage Hunter or Mage Slayer would be a much better translation. Because again, it makes a lot more sense. So basically that's all I wanted to talk about those classes, and right then, because it's just in time for us to open the door, perfect timing. We've got a Mage Dragon boss on the throne, and it's only a matter of time before we've got a generic Mage Dragon boss. A lot of Flower guys, some Berserkers, some Sword Masters, more Mage Dragons, more Fire Dragons, and Meteor guys. This is gonna get hairy. So basically, our plan here is to rush this room. This is why I congregated pretty much everyone, hence them all gathered pretty much right in front of the door before I opened it. Because their mission here is to rush this room and kill as much as possible, especially those Meteor heretics. They have to die. Oh dear, I probably shouldn't have just wasted a move pipe there, because, yeah. It ended up running pretty low on uses later on, and wow, that was nice, that was very nice. That is max skill, wow, naturally, without the aid of any stat boosters, and he's 1 point off maxing speed. You see, I still maintain Sirius is one of the best pre-promotes in the series. I mean, yeah, he's really great. And I'm gonna definitely need to spam the Fortify Staff after I go through this route, but basically, I want to kill as much as I possibly can this turn, so I don't have to deal with them all rushing us, and either blocking the door or worse, just killing us. I can't actually believe this. Strangely enough, to my utter disbelief, I actually, don't want to spoil this for you, but I actually succeeded in this plan on my first try, which I believe is pretty amazing. I did not expect me to do that, and I was really worried that I'd have to restart from that save point at this point, because, Also, you might notice the reinforcements from below are getting a little too close to comfort, and if I leave this too long, they might reach Fina or Julian. And that would not be good. Oh crap, Katria can't get anyone. Well, at least you can fly over here to block off the reinforcements and stop them from getting to Julian. Yay, I totally planned that. Right then, we're gonna have to block off those lower reinforcements, but just be careful, because those walls on the top room are only 1 square thick, which means that the enemies with Glower will be able to attack you over the walls. Probably not quite as annoying as that one chapter in Tearing Saga that had one of these similar to this, it had this room, but in that game, enemies inside locked rooms can still attack you even before you've revealed the contents of the room. Even worse, they all had these really long-range crossbows and this certain area effect tornado spell, which thankfully got only every 5 turns, was it, or something like that, I don't know. Or 3 turns or something weird. And they also had, I believe they also had Gatling bows, which was this crossbow that always attacked 4 times. Technically speaking, it was possible to double with it, but it was ridiculously hard, given 1, that game's formula making it really hard to double things in general, and 2, it having ridiculously massive weight. Oh dear, if I put Fina there, I needed to actually dance with him, but if I put Fina there, she might be attacked by Glower, guys. 36, okay, oh, she's got 35 HP, that's coming in close. Okay, and it was only now that I realised something really clever. I can shoot this meteor guy with my longbow. See, longbows, incredibly useful. Never, ever, ever underestimate longbows. Longbows are amazing. They can be really, really useful sometimes. Okay, I admit I'm going to have to rely on luck a little bit here. This is going to get a big chance. Now, hopefully they won't attack Fina. If they do, I'm going to have to bank on them missing. Oh, of course, the first thing they did was attack Fina. Come on, please. And she dodged, and now I am safe. With that, I think I'm pretty much completely, totally safe. Next turn, we can end this. Phew. So I will admit, luck was on my side there, but, again, I probably shouldn't have taken that gamble, but still, I mean... Phew, we are through. We are pretty much totally, well, provided that something, these guys are all... Okay, I admit that if these 2 Glower guys and the dragon... Actually, the dragon hit off, but that was good. Yeah, if those 2 Glower guys and the dragon had been smart enough to all gang up on Nerisu, I would have been dead. So, again, yeah, enemies are bad AI sometimes. Yeah. Wow, really bad AI. You are a completely total idiot, you know that? What the That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen! More, go for the one who can actually counter-attack you, as opposed to, oh, I don't know, the one who's actually, oh, nice, getting speed. As opposed to the one who's actually weakened, and will be reduced to almost near death if you hit him. Or the Lord character who can't hit you oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, even more stupid, you go for the guy who can actually double you. Wow, the AI is dirty today. Yeah, Narval is really, really useful simply for the fact that, okay, this was lunatic mode, often would be dead because those dragons would be able to hit me from over the wall. But anyway, like I was, Ryan was dead. Anyway, so basically, I forgot what I was just saying. Oh yes, Narval being incredibly useful simply for his ability to double things consistently. Like with 30 speed, he's doubling just about everything except for really, really, really high level wyverns. And unlike Weird Ice Dragon that before, this guy does get his own boss theme. Of course, sadly, this means no Skyrim theme for him, but anyway, oh hey luck, nice. And his luck is getting pretty high. Right, now, I can safely get Master Component C. Which means that the rest of this turn will be spent grabbing as much experience as possible before we get the hell out of here. And in fact, by this point, I was basically just fed up, and I skipped all of the animations. Yeah, I normally don't skip animations when I'm recording, but this time I felt the need to. Well, actually, if you want to know, I was just deathly paranoid of my emulator crashing now. Because seriously, this current part, this was probably the longest single recording segment I've actually done. This single segment went on for about 30 minutes. So, if the thing crashed now, I probably would have smashed my computer against the wall. Oh, by the way, yes, of course, I am in fact recording this off an emulator, but, well, I am, of course I am, otherwise I'm going to use the translation patch. But I do own the original game. I have bought the original Japanese version on DS, so I played through that. Sadly, I can't play it on my 3DS. That's why anything is region locked. So, yeah, whenever I guess I could tell you this random bit of trivia about my life and hilarity that ensues with my life and stuff. Yep, because the 3DS is region locked and my old original DS basically had its screen half broken, that was part of the reason why I bought a 3DS to begin with, actually. I have quite a few Japanese games. I've got Shadow Dragon, New Mystery. I bought Shadow Dragon in Japan, actually. And Pokemon Plus Nobunaga's Ambition, otherwise known as Pokemon Conquest. I could not wait for the English release, because at the time I bought the Japanese version, I didn't even know there would be an English release. So you can kind of, yeah, understand my, why I did that. But, yeah, whenever I want to play those, I have to use my sister's pink DS. Yeah, and I get weird looks whenever I go out and want to play those on the go. Or go to my uni anime club and want to show those games, I have to explain why I've got a pink DS. And that was weird, but on that strange note, this chapter ends on an incredibly abrupt conversation. Yep, just that one line. I remember that conversation being really short in the original Mystery, but that same line belonged to Jagan in that game, so yeah, Mary Sue supplanting canon characters again. Anyway, this is, again, the general dialogue for taking off the, Ymir hat. Yeah, this is really all we get at the end of this chapter. It's kind of weird, and it made more sense in the original Mystery of the Emblem when this chapter was in fact just one chapter in 3 parts. So it made sense for the endings of each part to be really short and brief, but still, anyway. Right then, I've run out of video space, but, I will see you again next time for the final showdown with Garnet. Hope you're looking forward to it. See you then.